Have you ever noticed how those events that mark a milestone or a moment of change in our life so many times come totally unexpected and often through and from a direction that we never would have guessed, and through many times, at least on the surface, what might appear like the most ordinary or deceptively mundane events in our lives? Well, that happened to me this past summer. Actually, particularly on July 14th, 2009, I had an event that happened that was just one of those events. And that marked the moment where everything changed. Now, probably like yourself, I had, watched the movie called The Secret and the variety of other DVDs that are out, and I'd read books on manifesting abundance and law of attraction, and went to seminars and different things like that, and I had a pretty good grasp of the information. But I realize now, even more than I did then, I just didn't know it, that's for the most part what it was information. And there's such a big difference between information and application. And so on July 14th, 2009, I went back to school. And I had the best teachers. I had Deepak Chopra, I had Wayne Dyer, I had Joe Vitale, I had Bob Proctor. I had just so many of them that you've probably heard of, and maybe some that aren't as well known, but had tremendously powerful information. And I loaded them all up in my little MP3 player, and I would walk and I would listen over and over and over again, and I would find different videos and I would watch their videos over and over and over, because it was at that moment this past summer that I knew it was time that I was going to learn, to really learn what consciously creating my world was all about. And that is the precursor for the Creating My World series of workshops and seminars that we are now hosting and offering. The Creating My World seminar is a 3-hour evening of, it's a great mixture of information and enlightenment and fun, a lot of laughter, where I share some, I guess you would say, tidbits, and maybe the theme of the evening would be the inspiration, and to share with folks the possibility that they can consciously influence their external experience. Probably like yourself, I would sit and I would look at some of these teachers, and they've come so far, and they've acquired so much, not only materialistically, but relationally and experientially and spiritually. And I guess maybe the best way I could describe it is, it's kind of like going and watching a concert pianist. You presently have a challenge playing, Mary Had a Little Lamb. So, you sit there and you watch this concert pianist, and you're just absolutely mesmerized by just the beauty of their talent and how it flows through them. And you say, I think I would like to be a concert pianist. And so I'm going to start, and I figured, about 3 or 4 days, I should be just like them. I know, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But isn't that sometimes the way we look at some of these teachers that have come so far, and we look at where they're at, we look at where we're at, and doesn't, that chasm seems so huge. And so at the Creating My World seminar, and actually at our subsequent Abundance Bootcamp, which is a weekend adventure, where we really take, I like to say, we take the inspiration from the Creating My World seminars and we transform it into the perspiration of applying those principles in our day-to-day lives. I'm not going to tell you that if you come to the seminar, that next week at this time you're going to have $1 million or the house of your dreams, or you'll be traveling the world, or the career you've always hoped for. But I think in many ways that's not what it's about, is it? You see, for me, it's about simple, practical, powerful tools that you can apply the day after the seminar and the day after the boot camp, where you can consciously and predictably influence your experience. And so I'm not going to promise you, because I don't think it's going to happen, where you will come to either one of our events and then in 3 or 4 days you'll have these huge miracles dropping out of the sky. But I can assure you with a fairly high degree of certainty that using the tools that we have learned and apply ourselves, that tomorrow can be a little bit better than today, and the day after tomorrow could be a little bit better than tomorrow, and so on, and so on, and so on, so that every day you see evidence of your conscious, purposeful, predictable creations. Because we really do create our world. Do we create the world? Well, no. But we create our world, and that's what it's all about. I invite you, come to the seminar, come to the boot camp, and allow myself and my teaching team to share with you the inspiration and the perspiration of consciously influencing and creating your world from the inside out. My name is Russ Latow. I'm the founder of the Healing Center, Convergence Reiki, and now the Creating My World seminar and workshop series. Visit our website at www.healingcenter.ca. That's center spelled C-E-N-T-E-R, to check out the workshops, find out more information, register. We'll see you soon. Thanks.